Hello everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. So we're back at it again with the Black Clover. Welcome to my review of Black Clover. This time it's episode 162. And the D-Day in Black Clover continues. But before we get into that, we actually got a special news bulletin update about Black Clover. Literally came out today from the Studio Period. They're in charge of the anime. So with this article that was updated on Twitter, it was a serious announcement, the final broadcast of Black Clover episode 170 will be decided on the 3rd of March, which will be a Tuesday. In addition, we will make a serious announcement after the final broadcast. Now, to me, this sounds incredibly identical to what we got with Dragon Ball Super. Typically speaking, we don't really know when Super's going to be making a return, if at all. We still haven't, nothing's been clarified yet. Episode 170 will mark the final episode of the Black Clover anime, and after that, it's stated they're going to be making an announcement after the episode airs. So I don't know what that's going to entail, but we'll have to wait and find out the future of the Black Clover anime. But I will say this news literally came out of nowhere, but it does explain because I mentioned about how the pacing was surprising to me, because even though you had go up against Zenon, and even if that was how it's supposed to be paced in the manga, it still felt kind of rushed that we got to that fight immediately, like after 3 episodes. Literally, in the next episode, you literally have Yami stepping in to take on Dante. So that, again, the pacing. And there's been a lot of speculation because Studio Period were also in charge of Naruto Shippuden back in the day. They were also in charge of Bleach, which led some speculations to that could be the reason why Black Clover has taken a hiatus. The 1,000-year Blood War arc, which is the final arc of Bleach, after that gets wrapped up, depending on how long that takes, then it may go back to Black Clover. So that's the speculation that a lot of people have. Again, it could be disheartening to some Black Clover fans, but at the same time, I kind of understand why they would do that. It's because if you add 2 enormous franchises to work on, and you have top-tier animators, and you want to make sure both of the series look epic, because Bleach is going to be the final arc, so that needs to be epic no matter what. The amount of years people have had to wait for this. So yeah, they cannot screw that up. Also, you have Black Clover, which is also a highly praised franchise as well. So if you take that and keep it going alongside Bleach, and you don't have as good animation, and Black Clover has already been bashed for bad animation in the past. So yeah, I can kind of understand why they would try and take a back seat, at least for now. But again, that's what's happening next month, literally end of next month. So there's still a bit of time left. So I don't know how long this arc has left in the manga. Again, I'm kind of curious where it's left off, where this point is in the manga, how many chapters we're in. And it kind of reminds me of what Attack on Titan are doing. They're trying to get to the finale of the series by having the anime and the manga do it simultaneously. Whether or not you agree with that, that's what they're doing. Black Clover are doing something similar, only they're trying to catch up with the end of this arc, apparently. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. It's crazy. This came out of nowhere. This week in general, starting from the weekend, has been huge for like tragedies in anime. We had Sasha die on the weekend. Now we got a potential death in Ghost, or I say potential, we don't know what he knows. We get into things, and it doesn't take long because we see Dante. He's making his way, it looks obviously, to the Clover Kingdom now. And he's giving a monologue about, humans and their negative thoughts, like jealousy, rage, plays into the end of the episode because he's like taunting Asta by the end of it. We go from there and we immediately cut to like the light-hearted parts of the episode where we literally see Laura Pica playing with Charmy. And I said this before, Laura Pica's personality is great. Like, she doesn't take herself way too seriously despite being a queen. But it doesn't last long because they get the update, actually get into the Clover Kingdom. And it looks like Asta's like went back with Finral, which conveniently Finral's nowhere in sight. He's going to get Yami. And actually, this episode, immediately at the beginning of the episode, answers another question that I had at the beginning of the arc when I mentioned like characters like Rill and Charlotte were also training in the Heart Kingdom while they were absent. Well, this episode kind of clarifies that. It's because they went back because of the meeting the captains are having right now. Conveniently, because Yami's nowhere at the hideout, which opens up the door for Dante to come in. We do get a cool scene. We have a scene with Gordon training with his family, so he's not there either. Immediately, it cuts to like Dante looking in. So it's like, oh, he already knows that Yami's not here, but I'm just going to play around just for the hell of it until he gets back. I find it interesting, despite Henry not having a lot of power to deal with, a lot of mana, he's the first one to immediately sense something that's wrong beforehand. So then Ghosh is the one that looks out and sees him, and then that's where things really pick up. Asta's the first one to charge, typically speaking, but he misses his attacks. And then because there's this one part where he's using the trees, and actually nails. It would have killed Asta if it wasn't for Vanessa and Rouge, who has the ability to defy the laws of nature here. So immediately finds out that's Rouge, and it immediately steps right through it. And we actually got a glimpse into Dante's personality as well. It's like talking to Vanessa, like you're the one who's behind this, manipulating the laws of nature, right? So, oh, but you're kind of good looking. So how about you join me in the Spade Kingdom? If nothing else, it shows that Dante at least has taste in women. So there you go. But then Asta and Ghosh actually try to team up, which is pretty cool. But it's still not enough. Blocks the attack like it's nothing. And then we actually get a cool insight into the devil that's Dante's using. Apparently it's called Lucifero, which is a take on Lucifer, so cool. We're having a conversation which I don't think we've seen yet. They're talking about Asta's like devil and how much of a threat it is, but they can't really pinpoint and identify which devil it is. So they have the element of surprise in that aspect, but it doesn't really matter. At this point, Asta's no match. Like, despite his training, and I said this in my last review, got schooled real hard by Zenon, and now Dante is gonna like make short work of Asta. If it wasn't for Vanessa, that would have been the case. Like, it's ridiculous. He's saying to Vanessa, "Oh, that's not cool. You're not supposed to attack. You're supposed to be my girl. That ain't cool." So instead, he actually attacks Rouge. The only one that can change the look. Raises it like it's nothing. And there is a scene where Vanessa's struck by this because all the hard work she thinks she's put into this, like it's gone to waste because Rouge is pretty much erased at this point. But I'm pretty sure at some point, like, she's gonna get an upgrade. Like, it does make sense for Dante to like get rid of it, because if you have something that broken, it kind of like lowers the tension down. Especially with what happened with Ghosh in this episode. Dante trying to like provoke Asta by bringing out more of his devil powers, and before then he's like, oh, we should see eye to eye because we're both devils, but Asta doesn't see it that way. I'm nothing like you. But then he's bringing up the whole point about the humans and how they have so many different negative emotions, jealousy, rage, all that stuff, which is why the most evil in his mind. So again, we got a glimpse into why he's acting out this way, even though it's. And before then, speaking of personality-wise, we actually see Veronica, who's making her way to really excited because she can like play around here with Laura Pica, even though she's going to be playing with Noelle pretty quickly. It's like immediately, as soon as like this disciple starts praising Veronica, she's like kicking the hell out of him, like, oh, but he's enjoying it because he's like, I guess he's into dominatrix women, so he's like laughing it up. Oh, great! Can you step on me more? And she's like, gross. So immediately, that's the most serious we've seen her. So that just shows more insight into her personality. So she likes playing around, but she has a serious side, which is cool. I said in the last review, like, how we got Asta schooled by Dante in this episode, and we have in the previous episode. If it wasn't for vengeance, may have ended up dead as well. So by the hands of Zenon. So got schooled. So as much as I'm a fan of Noelle, it doesn't look good for her right now, because I tell you what, if that's what Dante's capable of, I can't wait to see what Veronica's capable of. That fight's going to be awesome. Our style and the animation in this episode was on point. So another reason why Black Clover is trending on Twitter right now. Another reason is obviously because the news broke out. But yeah, this is a hell of a reason why Black Clover should be trending. The art and the animation was great. But this fight between Noelle and Veronica, as much as I'm a fan of Noelle, it does look like things could get real ugly from a violence standpoint. Aesthetically speaking, though, Noelle and Vanessa are two of the best looking characters of the show, so I'm not complaining about that. Speaking of best looking, we actually got an awesome shot of Vanessa. Shout out to that. Rouge out the way. Like I said, it raises attention because immediately what Dante does after that, he aims his sword. He makes a sword out of the rock, and then aims it straight at Ghosh. I thought he was gonna like stab him more, but he just went for Ghosh immediately. This triggers Asta get an upgrade of his demonic powers, but he's lost. It's a complete callback to the Forest of Witches arc, where he first awoken the devil powers. Now it's kind of an upgrade, but it's still not able to do much, with the exception of kind of slash Dante by the end of the episode. But even then, that's debatable. So we can nail him. He actually speed blitzes him at one point. There's a scene with Grey. She's like concerned because obviously Ghosh is on the verge of dying, and Vanessa's like, if Nero was here, she'd be able to do something. But even then, it's risky. So yeah, like I said, the episode ends with Asta getting a shot in on Dante. He does dodge it, but he also manages to cut his face, which it pisses off Dante because it's like, how dare you? Now you've done it. So yeah, so shout out to the animators in this episode. The top-notch animation continues. Like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Ghosh. Like I said, Grey looks like she's going to get a pretty important role in this episode because she's actually putting herself down because she's like, her transformation magic is kind of useless. So she's going to get that moment. But Yami's going to step in, so can't wait to see that. But yeah, Asta gets schooled hard, much like Yuno did. So haha, the parallels are there. So we'll just have to wait and see what Yami can do. And this is post-time skip Yami. That wasn't just training and getting blitzed by Meriliona. So I can't wait to see that. These last few episodes of Black Clover, at least until whenever they announce when this anime is going to be returning. But yeah, it just makes it more of an incentive to like enjoy these episodes more. And these are episodes that are enjoyable enough as it is. So looks like we're going to have Veronica and Noelle pretty soon, considering what we got in this episode. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below as well for this episode, as well as the news that's going on. Because that news literally shook the fandom to the core, literally. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like the review if you did, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel for more Black Clover and more anime. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys.